As a contractor in New Jersey, it's likely you're gonna have to purchase a surety bond before or to complete the licensing process. And that's why in this short video, I'm gonna help you understand what a contractor surety bond is, why it's required, how pricing is determined, the simple process to purchase your bond, and how to make sure your bond stays active. Real fast before we get too deep into the video, if you get value from this video, if by say just the halfway mark you understand this bonding requirement, do me a favor and hit that like button. Let me know that I'm actually providing value to you. Let's get started and ask the first question. What is a contractor surety bond? A contractor surety bond is a legal contract that acts as a financially backed guarantee that you will follow state and local contractor licensing laws and regulations and follow through with the promises you make to your customers. The New Jersey Division of Consumer Affairs requires this surety bond or a surety bond in order to complete the licensing process for many of the license classifications. The reason why is this surety bond or any surety bond you have to get in the contracting space is the primary tool that licensing agencies and project owners are going to use to hold you accountable to the promises that you're making. It's unfortunate, but every single year there's going to be a small handful of contractors that will purposefully and financially harm their customers so that they can make more money. Examples of these fraudulent actions can include things such as failing to start a project after taking a deposit, abandoning a project, swapping out materials for cheaper alternatives without the customer knowing, refusing to pay a subcontractor for completed work. If a customer or a subcontractor in that particular case is harmed by a licensed contractor with these actions or similar actions, they can make a claim against the surety bond for financial compensation. However, this claim or all the total amount of claims can only go up to the bond amount. What are the New Jersey contractor bond amounts? New Jersey has a few different bond amounts. Let's go over each of these, or all the big ones, but I just want you to remember all these amounts, they're set by the division. The New Jersey Home Improvement Bond. The Home Improvement Bond is being called a compliance bond. It's actually the same thing as a licensed contractor license bond. To get the bond amount, it's a little bit of a struggle in a sense. We have to calculate two different amounts and we're gonna take the lesser of the two. To get the first amount, you're going to use these factors. The value of your current contract. If it's $0 to $10,000, the bond amount is $10,000. If the contract is $10,000 to $120,000, the bond amount will be $25,000. And if the contract is $120,000 or greater, the bond amount is $50,000. So that's your first bond amount. Now let's calculate the second one. So this is going to be the sum total, the aggregate of all your contracts over the last 12 months. $0 to $150,000 has a bond amount of $10,000. $150,000 to $750,000 has a bond amount of $25,000. And anything over $750,000 has a bond amount of $50,000. Now you have your two bond amounts and you're going to choose or purchase the bond with the lesser amount. And that's the bond amount that you will need. The New Jersey Home Elevation Contractor Bond Amount. If you're a home elevation contractor, the way you get your bond is going to be exactly the same way and with the same bond amounts as the home improvement contractor. So make sure if you skipped around, go back and watch that section because I talked to you about how to get that bond amount done. It's the exact same. The remaining state level bonds are all fixed at a specific bond amount, and here's how those work out. The HVAC contractor needs a $3,000 bond. A plumbing contractor, you're going to need a $3,000 bond. Electrical contractor, you're going to need a $1,000 bond. An elevator, escalator, or moving sidewalk contractor is going to need a $10,000 bond. It's likely you may bump into other surety bond requirements that we haven't mentioned, either at the city level or maybe a county level as well. We can still help you get this bond. When you go, you'll actually discover this bond when you go pull the permits for your particular job, and they're going to tell you a bond amount. So you can request a quote from us. Just make sure when you do, you say the actual city where the project is located and then the bond amount that they tell you, and we'll be able to make sure that we get you the right bond form so that it gets accepted and we can get this done. And so that it can save you a lot of money. And speaking of money, let's talk about how much will this bond cost? So remember, the bond amount is the maximum amount of financial protection afforded to customers or subcontractors in that particular case. The price is going to be a small fraction of the bond amount. We are Surety Bonds Direct. We're a specialized surety agency and we have access to the highest A-rated sureties. A surety is just an insurance company that chooses to underwrite contractor surety bonds. And every surety is different in how they assess an applicant to determine the price that they're actually going to charge. It's kind of crazy because they can come back drastically different. We are going to find you the lowest possible price. Let me show you. HVAC, plumbing, electrical, and elevator, escalator, and moving walkway or sidewalk contractor bonds. Because of the small bond amounts and the limited amount of fraud in these particular classifications, we've already secured low fixed prices with no credit check. Here are those prices. The HVAC bond is one payment of $175 for 2 years. The plumbing bond is one payment of $175 for 2 years. The electrical bond is one payment of $75 for 1 year, and the elevator, escalator, and moving walkway bond is one payment of $175 for 2 years. The home improvement contractor bond and home elevation bond. Live update, as I'm actually building this video, I got great news for you. For the home improvement bond and the home elevation bond at the $10,000 level, we can get you a fixed price of $100. That's only a 1% rate, no credit check required. So if you need that particular level, if those the levels that we discussed match, you can go purchase your bond today and get it issued within 1 business day. Back to the video. Currently, these 2 bonds are credit driven, and that means that the primary credit of the owner or owners is going to be a driving factor in the price that you're going to pay. However, the surety is also going to use 2 other factors to assess the price. These are industry experience and surety bond history if any owner has been licensed in the past. From all of these factors, the surety will quote a rate, and this rate multiplied by your specific bond amount is going to be the price that you pay. The thing is, these sureties, they quote vastly different rates. It's really, I don't understand how it works out to be the way it does, but it can save you a ton of money. Let me show you let's take a look at the $25,000 bond amount. The rates in the table, or the rates that I'm going to read off, are from really good to about average. And I just want you to pay attention to how quickly or how vastly those prices do change. A 0.5% rate will cost $125. A 1% rate will cost $250. A 2% rate will cost $500. And a 3% rate will cost $750. So as you can see, if you get a 1 or 2 percentage point difference in your rate, you can almost save up to $500. It really is a lot of money, and it makes a difference. Get your pricing today by clicking on the link in the description, and you can, again, we'll go price shop for you. There's no obligation or hassle. We're not going to be hounding you either. Once you get your pricing, you can at least get the number, so that way you can make the right decision for you. Keeping your contractor bond active. So remember, the price that you're going to pay is one payment for either that 1-year term or the 2-year term in some cases. When it comes to expiration dates, New Jersey tends to get a little bit confusing because they all have different hard expirations. So let's go over each right now. The HVAC bond expires on June 30th of even number years. The plumbing bond expires on June 30th of odd number years. The elevator, escalator, and moving walkway bonds expire on September 30th of even number years. And the electrical bonds expire March 31st of every year. The home improvement and home elevation bonds expire 12 months from your purchase date or activation date. As your bond expiration date approaches, you're going to have to renew your bond for the next term. This is another great reason to work with Surety Bonds Direct, because we manage the process for you. When you purchase your bond, you'll get assigned your own bond specialist, and about 30 to 40 days in advance of your bond expiring, they're going to email you and give you a call to let you know, your bond's about to expire. But they're also going to have renewal pricing ready to go and help you if we need to change the bond amounts or get additional bonds for whatever you might be doing in your business. That's the bonding process. So to recap, at its simplest form, a contractor surety bond, whether it's a licensed bond or permit bond, is just a financially backed guarantee to hold you accountable to the promises and contracts you're making with your customers and or subcontractors. And in most cases, when you're told to get one, you have to get a surety bond. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to help you save money and get it done as quickly as possible. Just click on the link in the description if you're ready to go get your pricing, or at least discover your pricing now. You don't have to purchase or do anything really. Just you can find out the info you need. If you have any questions, ask in the comments too. I'll personally answer you and make sure you get the right resources so that you can get whatever it is you need to get done today. So I guess at this point, if you've watched this far, you hopefully know what the contractor surety bond is that you need. If that's the case, let me know that I actually did help you by hitting that like button. It would actually do me a big favor, but plus you'll be helping the video get in front of other contractors who need to know this information. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. Good luck with your business.